Well, apparently you can get a bad win. That sort of thing exists. Manchester United 1-0 winners there away against Real Sociedad. But Manchester United, and by the way, on 15 points, finishing second in our Europa League group. Manchester United now facing an extra 2 knockout rounds against one of the teams that dropped down from the Champions League. But you know full well it's going to be Ajax. That's just the way the football in God's work. But Manchester United there tonight against Real Sociedad. It was a first half where Garnacho made the headlines. And I'm gonna jump straight into talking about Garnacho. It was a second half where United became slightly unstuck. Real Sociedad went deep. They sat deep. Ten Hag tried to switch the system to, I think it was a 3-1-3, 3-1-3. I don't know what it was. But it didn't work. Manchester, we even had Harry Maguire up top with Ronaldo towards the end. We didn't have enough attacking threat in that second half. And it wasn't enough. You know what? It all boils down to this. Real Sociedad getting a penalty in the first game at Old Trafford when Martinez blocked it with his leg. It bounced up onto his elbow. It was given as a penalty. It's a fucking ridiculous decision. I think the refereeing standard in the Europa League has been absolutely abysmal. But that's what it's come down to. Manchester United finishing second. And as I said, somehow, I didn't know you could get bad wins, but I suppose there's one of them. United fell just short. But do not let that result take away from the fact that we are watching a star be born. He put in a man-of-the-match performance in the last game against Sheriff. I think, was it Sheriff? Was it Omni? I think it was Sheriff. At Old Trafford, it was Sheriff. And tonight, what a wonderful goal that was from Alejandro Garnacho. Man United was struggling in the first half. We kept knocking it long to Ronaldo. He wasn't winning any of the headers, but then we knocked it to Bruno. He won the header, through to Ronaldo. Lovely assist. Slide rule pass, through to Garnacho. 2 great touches, and what a finish. Rifled it into the top of the net. That's what you want to see. And for a lad who last week was saying that, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Tonight, it was Ronaldo who laid it on a plate for him. And that was the moment of the match. That's probably the biggest positive that we're going to be taking away from it. Actually, I'm not sure it's either that or Martinez's performance. You can let me know what you think in the comments. But I'll tell you what, a stat that he can hold on to there is Alejandro Garnacho became United's youngest non-English goal scorer in European football. A record that was previously held by George Best. Now, that is a stat that he can definitely take away from himself. And again, I thought he was the man who was adding the directness, adding the confidence on the wing in the first half. But it was in that second half where we just became unstuck. Now, Erik Ten Hag looked at that. We carried on. We brought Rashford on. We brought McTominay on to, what is it, the 55th-ish minute. And we switched to this formation. We took Lindelof off. We had Martinez there as a sole centre-back with Shaw and Dalot just either side of him. Casemiro sitting at the bottom of a midfield 3 with Eriksen and McTominay. Rashford sitting in just behind Ronaldo in the number 10 role. You know, that worked against Sheriff. He tried it again there. Garnacho and Bruno. It must have been something that the team worked on, that they knew we were going to do if we were chasing a game in the last second half. But it just didn't work, did it? I mean, you can't knock a manager for trying. Ten Hag threw everything there. We even threw Maguire on up front. And it just didn't come off. United would in that second half, we lost our attacking impetus. Sociedad, they were time wasting with like half an hour to go. They really, really were. They were a tidy team. They really were a tidy team, and fair play to them. But fuck, 15 points, and you come in second in the group. Unreal. Look, I could wax lyrical about Garnacho. I have there, but Graham Souness is looking more and more like a dickhead every single day that goes past, every single Martinez performance that we see. What a performance that was from Martinez. Defensively, tonight we were sound. David De Gea making an unreal double save in the first half. Luke Shaw and Martinez, probably the standout defenders, but Martinez, just everything. Against that bloke there, who's fucking massive as well. Sorloth, I think his name was. He was winning the aggressive headers when he needed to be. One in particular, I think it was towards the start of the second half, just got his body in the way. Somehow getting a booking for making a great tackle and getting slammed on by a Sociedad player. That was unreal. Another one of those stupid decisions by the referee. But Martinez tonight, I would argue that was flawless. I would argue that was world class. Now you might say, Sam, he's only Real Sociedad, blah, blah, blah. Fine. He's building game on game on game. Consistency through the roof with Martinez, and the levels that he set there, and the balls out from the back as well. Geez, for Ronaldo, for that, Ronaldo should have buried that in the first half, man. How Ronaldo dinked that over, I don't know. Maybe it would have been offside. Maybe, I don't know, but they said it might have been offside if it was pulled back. But Martinez there, it's not even close. Man of the match by some distance. And he really is setting a new standard for centre-backs at Manchester United that we have just not seen for so long. Really was fantastic. And as I said, I can't believe Ronaldo missed that chance. Unbelievable. You would have just backed Ronaldo all day to do that. I think Ronaldo struggled in the first half. We were playing him, basically using him as a target man, weren't we? De Gea was knocking it long to him. Real Sociedad were getting in behind him, shoulders and elbows, and he couldn't win the flicks on. And it worked when Bruno got the flick on, and then Ronaldo had a bit of space to work in. Ronaldo struggled tonight, and mate, everybody struggled in that second half. Trust me, I'm not trying to isolate Ronaldo for that individual performance. In terms of players who struggled, though, wow. That really was a struggle for Donny van de Beek, wasn't it? I'm not surprised. I'm kind of surprised he lasted 55 minutes. You're looking at a player who just has been out of the frame, out of the picture for a long old time. And he really, really struggled to affect the game in any way, shape or form tonight. Playing in the number 10 role with Bruno out wide. And it was just because we've got Anthony missing, Martial missing, Sancho missing, everybody missing. We had to resort to something else because obviously Rashford, Ten Hag didn't feel that he could play the full 90 minutes. Or he wanted to make sure that he could play Villa on Sunday. And Donny got the chance. Donny did not take that chance. In the complete opposite of a way of how Alejandro Garnacho has taken these two games against Sheriff and against Sociedad there, and he's used the opportunity. Garnacho's in that starting 11 now to face Villa on Sunday, in my opinion. Off the back of that, you can't just go straight in off the back of one performance, but off the back of two, and the goal, the manner of the goal, the finish, the confidence, the swagger. Beautiful. I think he's in the starting 11 to face. Actually, does that mean that Rashford? Actually, I don't know about that because Rashford plays off the left. Maybe I'll take it back. I'm not sure. I'll talk about it in my Villa starting 11 video. But he took his opportunity. Ronaldo didn't take his there. But Van der Beek didn't take his opportunity tonight. I don't really think he did himself any favours. And this leaves Manchester United with this. We now face an extra 2 fixtures in February. And all I'm saying, ladies and gents, is there is a 12.5% chance I'm going back to Sevilla, which is the halcyon away day for European football that I've ever been on. Going to go back to the same hotel if it happens. But look, you know it's going to be Ajax. You absolutely know it's going to be Ajax. But it could be Barca. Could be Bayer Leverkusen, Salzburg against Cesco, Juve. Imagine that. Sevilla, Shakhtar Donetsk and Sporting Lisbon. There's tough ties there. And this is not what Erik Ten Hag wanted. Ten Hag wanted this game to be dead and buried 2-0. And it could have been 2-0 in the first half. And I argue it should have been 2-0 in that first half. But I would also argue that United, with that switch of formation in the second half, we did lose a little bit of attacking impetus. We lost a little bit of attacking shape. Kind of seems like the players didn't really know where to go. Didn't really know where to make the overlapping runs. I know that the logic from Ten Hag there. And ultimately, you live and die by your decisions. I don't think Ten Hag will regret making that decision. But it just didn't quite work. It didn't, did it? In the first half, Garnacho was causing all sorts of problems to Real Sociedad. He was the man in that first half. He was kind of invisible in the second half. We just didn't have the same flow. We didn't really play through them that much. Sociedad were pressing very well. They're a good team. Fair play. I think they played pretty well. But to finish with 15 points, as I said at the start, to finish with 15 points, to finish second in the group, and now all of a sudden face a game potentially against Barca, Ajax, or Juventus. It's a joke, really. And it all boils down to that decision. Unreal. Ridiculous. Honestly, the standing of the referee, I think, has been an absolute joke. I think it really, really has. But my God, I want to say this one more time. Where is his photo? I've lost him. Where you gone, man? There he is. Lisandro Martinez is some player. He is setting a standard of defending that we haven't seen in a long time. A standard of leadership that we haven't seen in a long time. And the progressive ball playing from the back. He's world class. He really is. I suppose the words world class are really thrown about a bit easy. I'm just getting carried away. But it's kind of hard not to with the defenders that we've fucking seen and the centre-backs that we've seen over the last few years. To see him doing what he's doing, fantastic. Man United, 9 wins. 9 wins? I don't know. 7 wins. Well, 6 clean sheets in our last 7. Defending on point. David De Gea, wonderful saves. Shaw, fantastic. Ultimately, we fell just short. And we now got one of these games. I'm not sure when the draw is, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Who's your man of the match? What's your overarching feeling? Apparently there is such a thing as a bad win in football. We've just had one. You let me know what you think in the comments.